Okay, guys, now I have the test that we need to do our work. So let's do this. Let's go and get an if. And in this if, let's get a less than, a green operator less than. Let's drag the variable holder y and let's type in a negative 166. Now, for you, it may be different. This is where the ball and the floor would meet. The ball and the floor. Actually, the ball and maybe halfway through the paddle to the floor. So wherever the y coordinate is at this juncture, let's go ahead and let's use that. Okay, so if the ball is going to hit the floor, we now need to check to see if it's going to hit the paddle. Now, before I do that, I am going to put these three things in here, because when the ball hits the floor or hits any wall, don't we set holder y to that same spot? And don't we set VT to VT times -1 and play a sound? I mean, we want to do that, but we also want to see if in fact the ball and the paddle are going to cross paths. So now I want you to get an if else. And I want you to put the if else right here, right there, inside that if. So if it's going to hit the floor, or if the ball is going to hit the floor, we check to see if it hit the paddle. Now, we already know if it hit the floor, it's going to do these three things. Set holder y to -166, set VT to VT times -1. That will reverse the ball and play a sound. We know that, but now let's check and see if the ball is going to hit the paddle. If it's going to hit the paddle, let's change player by 1. And if it's not going to hit the paddle, let's change computer by 1. Okay. We're going to come back to this big long test in a minute. Now, we're going to put this code right here inside your loop, right? Not inside the previous if, but inside the loop, right there. Oops, actually better put it right there. And then what we need to do is this. We need to actually move the ball. So now what we're going to do, and I'll come back to this big long test in a second. Now we're going to move the ball. So inside the repeat loop, but below all ifs. So guys, be careful, not here. Inside the repeat loop, but below the ifs, put this code right here. Go to X, holder X, Y, holder Y. That moves the ball, and I set BX to X position. I need that for my test. Okay, now what about this big long test here? Well, I gave you the test earlier. If PX, let's see if I can get this for you. Oops. If PX minus BX is less than 40 and PX minus BX is greater than 0, or BX minus PX is less than 40 and BX minus PX is greater than 0, that test is going to go right there. Now, the biggest problem is, how do you make the test? So let me just kind of give you an idea. You start off with an OR, and then you're going to go ahead and put an AND on this side. Then you're going to get another AND, put it over here. And then, and this is going to be a less than, and this is going to be a greater than, right? So I'll just go ahead and I'll get a less than. Okay, if I can put that. Let's see, there it goes. And let's get a greater than. Okay, and you get the idea. That's sort of how you build this. So take your time and make sure you build this You're going to have to put in a less than here and a greater than over here, and then you're going to have to fill in the appropriate variables. This is going to be px minus bx is less than 40. So right here you're going to have px minus bx. So I'll just kind of go ahead and get that for you. Okay, you getting the idea? That's kind of how you build it. So I'm going to stop that now, put that over here, and what I'm going to do is sort of play this so you can see it. Okay, now here's the ball. It's going down and hitting the wall, and notice the computer gets a point, and now I'm going to get another point. This should be 2-1 me, and I'll do it again, 3-1. Now this time I won't catch it. 3-2, and I'm not going to catch this one. 3-3, and I'm going to hit the space bar, and that'll stop the game. Okay, I hope this helps you guys.